Two of the top names at wide receiver going into the NFL draft this spring, A.J. Brown and N'Keal Harry. Their teams will meet Saturday in the wild card round of the NFL playoffs. I'm Alex Barth. He's Evan Lazar. This is Patriots Press Pass, brought to you by betonline.ag. For all the NFL playoff action, head to betonline.ag. And when you get there, use the promo code CLNS50 when you sign up for a 50% welcome bonus. Evan, I mentioned those two names, A.J. Brown, N'Keal Harry. Obviously, one's rookie season has gotten off to a bit better of a start than the others. But N'Keal Harry was the first one off the board. A.J. Brown going 19 picks after N'Keal Harry. Technically, a round later, N'Keal was at the end of the first round. A.J. Brown, middle of the second. Why did the Patriots draft N'Keal Harry over A.J. Brown? What did they see in one or not see in the other?
That's a good question, and I honestly don't know. You know, really looking back at my draft rankings that are published, you can go back and find my rankings before the draft. N'Keal Harry and A.J. Brown, I had them neck and neck the entire process. Two receivers that I looked at as very, very similar prospects. Big targets, physical with the ball in their hands, really good after the catch, guys that could play inside and outside and give you that little bit of versatility as well as kind of like a jumbo slot receiver option. I think A.J. Brown, I had him slightly ahead of N'Keal, always because of his route running prowess. Always a little bit more polished at the top of the route, a little bit shiftier, ability to change direction was always a little bit better there. So what did the Patriots see in N'Keal Harry? Quite frankly, I thought that A.J. Brown was the better prospect. You can go back and look at the rankings and it will show you that. But at the same time, I think that he had a little bit better of a contested catch frequency
Harry
and success.
You're talking about.
Yeah, Harry, a little bit better on contested catches, right? A little bit better, I think, with the ball in his hands in certain types of situations and necessarily breaking tackles. I think A.J. Brown's always been the more explosive player, which is what we've seen play out in their rookie seasons. But maybe N'Keal was a little bit more able to run through tackles and kind of just break tackles along the way. But overall, I think at the time it was a little bit puzzling that they picked N'Keal Harry over Deebo Samuel, over A.J. Brown. You know, that's kind of played out in their rookie seasons.
Well, let's not forget, I mean, this could be a footnote, one more aspect. N'Keal Harry played a little bit of special teams. And he hasn't done that here.
I mean,
but
he returned 8 punts in college.
Okay, I
also want to preface it by saying that A.J. Brown's been healthy all year. He's a little bit banged up in training camp, but he's been healthy all year. He's played in, I think, every single game for Tennessee. So it's a very different kind of path here as rookies. And his breakout really didn't start until the second half of the season, so a couple games under his belt, and also didn't start until they made the switch to Ryan Tannehill. So I think that a big part of it, too, is just experience. And they're at very different stages of their careers, even though they're both rookies.
But A.J. Brown has broken out. He is a contender for Rookie of the Year. Not sure if
he's definitely been the best rookie wide receiver besides maybe Terry McLaurin.
He's been outstanding. What is it about A.J. Brown at the NFL level that's made him stand out?
Really polished. You know, I think that even as a route runner, it's really impressive to see a rookie receiver that polished at the top of the route. The ability to attack leverage, to set up guys in his release, and then also to continue it down the field and shake free. And then once he gets the ball in his hands, he's 0 to 60 in a heartbeat, and he can take a 10-yard slant 60 yards to the house, which I don't think that a lot of people thought he had that kind of next gear. When you're watching him in college at Ole Miss, he was kind of a one-speed type of guy, right? He caught the ball, he ran at the same pace. It was a fast pace, but it wasn't really, he didn't have that
extra gear,
right? Now in the NFL, it seems like he's really found that ability to really explode and create after the catch. Some really just amazing passes on his tape of him taking little dump-off passes, little slants or in-cuts, and going all the way to the house with them, beating defenders over the top on go balls and actually outrunning the coverage. I don't think that we really anticipated any of those things based on his college tape.
No, that's what stood out for me is he'll get the ball and he'll be 2 yards away from the defender, and you see him suddenly he's 3 yards ahead, 4 yards ahead, 5 yards ahead, just running past the entire defense. It really is impressive. Now, all that being said, and like you mentioned, N'Keal Harry's been hurt, so it's hard to judge the production of his rookie year when it was really only half a season. But I like to say, you know, if we judge Robert Griffin III based on his rookie year and made that the legacy of his whole career, he would have had a hell of a career. There's still a long way to go for these two guys, and the one word that's always come up with N'Keal since they drafted him is upside, his potential, what he could possibly be in 3, 4, 5 years. So when you look down the road, I know one's been much better this season in A.J. Brown. That's clear. Nobody's disputing that. But who do you think 4, 5, 6 years from now, who's the better receiver? Who would you rather have in the long term? Does N'Keal have the potential to catch up to A.J. Brown?
He certainly has a ton of potential, and I'm not trying to bag on N'Keal here in this video. I'm taking A.J. Brown for one specific reason. When I watch the two guys move, and you can just watch it both on tape, just watch the way that they run, watch the way that they change directions, how light they are on their feet. One guy is a lot more fluid than the other as an athlete, and it's A.J. Brown. It's not N'Keal Harry. N'Keal Harry at times looks a little bit robotic out there. The way his movements, he doesn't explode in and out of his cuts like A.J. Brown does. I think A.J. Brown's just a more fluid athlete, and that's always going to play out in the NFL. It always lends itself to create separation as a receiver.
There is one aspect of both of their careers we haven't seen, and that is what they do in the postseason, what they can do when the lights are bright. There's a number of receivers, especially here in this building, that have made careers solely off of what they did in the postseason, average in the regular season, explosive once you get to January. So maybe that's N'Keal's first-round advantage. Maybe he's a postseason
got a
player.
Lot
we don't know.
Of really great things to look forward to if you're a Patriots fan in the postseason and beyond. He's got a great skill set. He just really needs to work on the route running and on the little details of being on the same page with Tom Brady and understanding how to attack people, especially in his releases at the line of scrimmage. That's really the next step. If he can develop kind of an in-cut or a slant or some sort of in-breaking route to go along with the fades and the back shoulders, then we're really talking. But every great downfield receiver has that in-breaking route. Des Bryant, Randy Moss, all those guys could run a slant, they could run an in-cut, they could run something that kept the defense honest so you're not just sitting on the fade ball all the time. That's going to be the next step for N'Keal.
We'll see. Details is what they do here. Maybe that next step comes on Saturday. We'll have you covered throughout that one on CLNSmedia.com. This edition of Patriots Press Pass is brought to you by betonline.ag. Visit their website. Use the promo code CLNS50 for a 50% welcome bonus. With Evan Lazar, I'm Alex Barth from Gillette Stadium. Thanks for watching.